dark one with its sure, silent step. It is noontime. They lay aside their tar-crusted tools and take turns over the buckets of water, splashing it on their faces and lathering their arms with umber suds. Friday lunchtime is the best part of the whole week. This is the day they all pile into the biggest truck and head down the mountain for subs and beer at Ida's. "You coming?" Hazlitt calls from the back of the truck to Wallace, who shakes his head no. "Ah, come on," Hazlitt calls with a jerk of his arm. "Can't," Wallace says, in a resolute voice that causes the men to grin down at him. "And why the hell not?" Hazlitt calls, though he surely knows why. "'Cause of Hyacinth," Wallace says uneasily. "She's temperate." "And what the hell's that mean, temperate?" Hazlitt calls back. Wallace chews his lip and thinks a minute. "Means if she smelt it on me, her temper'd be riled," he says so earnestly that they can't contain it any longer. They all burst out laughing, and none laughs harder than Cluggs, who, if the truth be known, is secretly fond of this strange little man, whom he will never see again once this truck rounds the bend. Aubrey Wallace settles himself down now on a can of sealant, with his lunchbox propped on his knees. He watches the truck start down the road. From a distance, he might pass for a child. He is short and small-featured. His hands and arms are squat but strong. He is a shy man with eyes that are soft and brown and wary. Even his hair is lank and as fine as baby hair. At times his movements are so self-consciously awkward as to seem furtive. His wife, Hyacinth, is convinced of this. To her, he is a monster of deceit. There is no other way she can rationalize marrying this simpleton. He tricked her, plain and simple. She did not know that his silence was because he had nothing to say. But like a child, he has no part of himself that is truly secret, beyond that puzzlement of things he does not know or cannot understand. He has never traveled further than this mountainside. It is not that he does not want to, but simply that it has never occurred to him to do so. Why should he, when everything he needs is here? As soon as the truck is out of sight, he raises the lid on his lunch pail and takes out a cheese sandwich made with crusts and wrapped in the bread bag. "Sure is hot," he mutters to himself as he works the knot out of the bag. "I'll say, damn hot." He looks around, then says a little louder, "Hot enough for you?" Then he shakes his head and chuckles. "Oh, I'll say, hot as hell. Hot as Gorsy's underpants." And then he looks down guiltily. He's not sure who Gorsy is, but all the other guys say that. To each other, of course. Never to him. People rarely talk to him. But that's fine with him. Conversations make him nervous. What happens is that he works so hard trying to come up with something to say when it's his turn that he usually ends up forgetting the whole gist of things. Or else the conversation will have taken a turn he hasn't noticed, and he'll still be on Carson's goat and how bad it smells when everybody else is talking about Reverend Brassy's ailing mother. Hyacinth hardly ever talks to him, and he's noticed how it's the same with his two young boys, Arnold and Antoine. Lately, when he tries to tell them important things his father told him, they look at him funny. Like their mother does, cold and filmy-eyed. The other night he tried to tell Arnold how if he'd just sleep with his 2 feet out of the covers, he'd never wet the bed. Arnold gave him that look, and then Wallace said, "Well, it's true. That's how I finally stopped. That and your mother beating on me every morning the bed was wet." He chews in careful nibbles on his front teeth and stares up the heat-waved road. His eyes, beady bright, are fixed like a squirrel's, straight ahead, on nothing in particular. He has to do something tonight. Something for the wife. But damn it, he can't think what it is. He squints and tries hard to remember. It was something to do with dying.